Top 5 horrific true crime cases you should never web search. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Crime Junkies. 5. Joseph Mengel's experiment. Twisted Nazi Dr. Joseph Mengele was known for his sinister medical experiments during World War II that mostly involved the horrific treatment of twins. In 1943 at Auschwitz, Mengele selected children for his deadly experiments. Renata Gutmann was a twin and Mengele survivor. In a haunting account, she recalls, "I was separated from my brother and mother and taken to a hospital where I was measured and x-rayed, blood was taken from my neck. Once, I was strapped to a table and cut with a knife. I got injections that made me throw up and have diarrhea. While ill in the hospital after an injection, guards came in to take the sick to be killed." The total victim count is unknown, but witnesses revealed that Mengele killed as many as 14 twins in just one night through injecting chloroform into their hearts. 4. Toy Box Killer's Torture Room. David Ray Parker became known as the Toy Box Killer following the chilling discovery of his sadistic torture chamber in 1999. It's estimated he kidnapped, tortured, and murdered up to 60 victims in New Mexico. Many of the bodies were never recovered as they were dismembered and dumped in undisclosed locations. His final intended victim luckily managed to escape with her life after 3 days of unimaginable torture. Police officers that arrived at the scene of the crime discovered a soundproof truck trailer equipped for torturing victims that contained various surgical instruments and a gynecology table with restraints. Parker also made recordings of his victims' torture. He showed no remorse for his crimes, explaining, "It was a source of entertainment for me to create these tapes." 3. Albert Fish's Letter. Serial killer Albert Fish preyed on young children in the state of New York. The sadistic child torturer and murderer bragged that he had children in every state. In 1936, he was executed for the murders of 10-year-old Grace Budd, 9-year-old Frances McDonald, and 4-year-old Billy Gaffney. The details of the murders are only for those with a strong stomach, as Fish also spoke in detail how he also cannibalized the remains. Fish also sent a twisted letter to the mother of Grace Budd just to add to her suffering. He wrote to her, "I grabbed her and she said she would tell her mama. First I stripped her naked. How she did kick, bite and scratch. I choked her to death, then cut her in small pieces so I could take my meat to my rooms, cook and eat it. How sweet and tender her little ass was roasted in the oven. It took me 9 days to eat her entire body." 8. He is remembered as one of the evilest serial killers in history. 2. The Hi-Fi Murders. The Hi-Fi murders in 1974 still shock today. 3 men, Dale Selby, William Andrews, and Keith Roberts, entered the Hi-Fi shop in Ogden just before closing time. They then held store workers 20-year-old Stanley Walker and 18-year-old Michelle Ansley hostage in the basement before robbing the store. Later, 16-year-old Byron Naisbitt entered the store as he was running errands and was also taken hostage. Both Brian's mother, Carol Peterson Naisbitt, and Stanley's father, Orrin Walker, arrived at the store to look for their children, where they suffered the same fate. What happened next is unimaginable and involved the hostages being forced to drink a corrosive liquid that caused their lips, tongues and throats to burn and the flesh to peel away from their skin. 1. The Toolbox Killer's Recording. Lawrence Bittaker and Roy Norris were a depraved serial killing duo who murdered 5 girls by the most sinister means possible. The victims, who were aged between 13 and 18, had been kidnapped on the highways of Southern California over a period of 5 months in 1979. The killers used an ice pick, screwdriver, vice grips and pliers to subject them to the worst kind of physical pain. They also recorded the screams of their victims. Retired Los Angeles County Deputy District Attorney who prosecuted the killers was still haunted by the evidence for years after the trial. He said, "I would hear the girls screaming, and I was running to get to them. Too late." The Toolbox Killers have sat on death row for decades. Behind bars, Bittaker said, "I happen to have got lucky and got one of the most liberal judges. They don't seem to be in any hurry. I'm not either, since I don't have much coming. It wasn't exactly a fair trial." This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen, because I'm sure you'll love them.